Auto 3, right? So I'm like, yo, that's Death Stranding on the Beach 90. Instead of just simply saying, God damn, PlayStation got another goalie.
Now, why should we say that? It took about 5 years for this game to even come out, man. And to be honest with you, I'm just not into Death Stranding 2, but I do know that some people like it.
How do they keep getting goalies on this damn platform every year?
What?
It's third party, whatever. Congratulations, all come to PC a year later. And I'm like, hold up, okay. So if this is how the PlayStation fans want to act today, then you just decimated the PlayStation 2.
What? What are you talking about, bro? Look at the library of games that you got with the PlayStation 2 in comparison to the PS5, bro. It took you 5 years to get this game. It took only about a year for these. What are you talking about, bro? Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy, Ace Combat, Grand Theft Auto 3. Seeing the actual technological leap from the PS1 going to the PlayStation 2 with proper backwards compatibility and a DVD player, which was also new at the time. And you're going to go as far to say that Death Stranding 2 on the PS5 has more weight than the PlayStation 2? Bruh. And you guys keep saying, he a real PlayStation. There's not a real PlayStation fan alive that I know that would even remotely say what the hell you just said, Puerto Rock.
That's the thing. In your grift for the PlayStation 5, you're...
With an actual next generation Gran Turismo 3 on top of it. Not one that came from the PS4 generation. You just got bodied.
Literally ripping apart the entire PlayStation brand. Because this...
And what's even more crazy, these games came out the following year. You didn't have to wait 3, 4, 5 years to get one good quality game. Look at what people was having in just 1 year of 2001. I mean, even if you take out the third-party games, like which is where the X's are, it was still a good launch, and you couldn't get these games elsewhere, right? Devil May Cry, Grand Theft Auto 3, it dropped on Xbox at a later date. Same thing with Metal Gear Solid 2, Silent Hill 2. Actually, some of these are the best versions on this platform. Metal Gear Solid 2 runs way better on the PS2 than it did on the Xbox. So how are you going to sit there and say that this wasn't a good lineup, bro? What are you talking about? So you're trying to tell me that Death Stranding 2 is worth more than all these games that you see here. It ain't even worth more than the games that don't even have X's on it. Because at least you had a proper next generation experience like Jak and Daxter, Ico, and Gran Turismo 3, which y'all still playing the PS4 version. What are you talking about? The PS2 is leaps beyond what the PS5 could ever be in regards to software. That's facts.
At one point was considered one of the best holiday in gaming. Holiday 2001 of PlayStation 2.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at this list, let me see if I can, there you go. This list right here was possibly one of the best 4 holiday lineups of all time. Right here won the console war for PlayStation 2. It was over. It didn't matter what other console was out there. It didn't matter. No one gave a fuck. Yo, you're talking about by Christmas of 2001, Gran Turismo 3, Grand Theft Auto 3, which was the biggest out of this entire list. But then on top of that, Ico, Jak and Daxter, but Metal Gear Solid. Listen, in this list alone, Gran Turismo 3, Devil May Cry, Grand Theft Auto, and Metal Gear. That ended. Those games alone ended everything. Everything else is just icing.
So what does this got to do with PS5? Because you go as far to say that the PS2 was far worse, and PlayStation fans should just accept what we got with Death Stranding. You see how we see all these games, but when you talk about PlayStation 5 now, today, it's only about 2 titles. And the funny thing is, Sony ain't even making them. It's still third party. Even third parties dropping less on your platform than they did back in the days.
Ico, Jak and Daxter, Silent Hill 2. That's just icing.
It's done.
Final Fantasy, Devil May Cry, Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto. Those 4 games, done.
It was done with just Grand Theft Auto 3. You can forget everything else.
Everything else on the list is just bonus.
Yeah. What was considered bonus was the PlayStation games, the ones that don't have X's on it. Those were, besides Gran Turismo 3, I think that was pretty good. You know what I mean? Because everybody bought their Final Fantasy X, and then they probably bought an actual PlayStation game, first-party game, as a bonus. But this also goes back to my original argument. GameStop with another W. The PS2 was good because of third-party studios making games for it. You guys keep proving my point. Nobody would have picked up a PlayStation for Ico, Jak and Daxter, and Gran Turismo. Y'all know this. If these games was on any other platform, they would have picked them on there too. That's the reason why the PS2. This is why when you guys say the best PlayStation 2 games, it's always the ones that usually have the X's on it. You're not going to see somebody say, oh, my favorite PS2 game was Jak and Daxter. No, you will not. Not very often. Not very often. And new people notice.
Bonus. Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy, I'm sorry, and Metal Gear Solid 2. Are you kidding me?
This is when gaming was actually gaming.
It was over. Those 5 games, any game. It didn't matter if there was a new Xbox or GameCube. Who gives a fuck? This is it. All these bangers in one area?
But all these bangers are happen to be made by third party. See, that's the problem. This is why Sony's losing the power dynamic now, because the people that used to buy PlayStation back then, they bought it for these same games. Now you can find available everywhere, like Metal Gear, Snake Eater, what is it? It's coming on Xbox. So it's like Silent Hill. Well, Silent Hill 2 is still on PlayStation. But even then, I don't think most people even cared about the remake. But I remember these games was a huge deal back in the days, man. They were. And I can clearly see these were great. All of these games were great quality titles. This is what PlayStation meant to me. Okay? Now, you guys barely even get game. Think about it. This is within the fall and holiday season. This is not even all the other games that Sony had coming out during that year. See, because it says right there, Fall-a-day and Holiday 2001. Imagine. We got 3 games within the holiday. We can barely get a game now, and you got Puerto talking about, oh, well, if that was the case, then the PS5 is better. No, it's not.
Right? But I scratched them off, as you can see. Clearly, the holiday fall lineup, if you just whittle the holiday 2001 lineup to just Gran Turismo, Jak and Daxter, and Ico, I'm sorry. That's not a big 2001 lineup.
And those happen to be what, guys? Ding, 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 ding. Good answer, Carl. PlayStation first party. You see? GameStop with another W. You see how every time we keep having this topic, we end up finding out that the PlayStation exclusives have no weight at all. Let's hear that again, Puerto Rock.
2001 lineup to just Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
Jak and Daxter.
Jak and Daxter.
Ico, I'm sorry. That's not a big 2001 lineup.
So you just admitted that the reason why the PlayStation 2 had a nice holiday fall lineup was because of the third-party games that came in and made games for the platform. No different than what's going on now. You see, as time goes on, you start realizing things ain't been nothing but the same. You guys want to keep talking about, oh, well, you know, things is different. Devil May Cry is still popular. Final Fantasy exists. Gran Turismo, Metal Gear is existing. Silent Hill still kind of here. Jak and Daxter. If anything, it seems like all the PlayStation games are gone. Like, Ico's not, they should do a remake on that. We don't hear about that. Jak and Daxter, we don't hear about it. He just became a PlayStation Classic catalog. Grand Theft Auto exists. I think Ace Combat, they still come with games. I think that's Baldur's Gate. What is it? Darkness. That still exists. Devil May Cry. These franchises all exist. You got to think about it, guys, and understand how long ago this was. And these games and these franchises are still the vast majority of what people are playing nowadays. Final Fantasy is kind of losing its popularity, but we'll see how that turns out for them later.
It's not. The biggest game there is Gran Turismo. It is what it is. In fact,
no, the biggest game there is Grand Theft Auto 3. By far. Now, I know Gran Turismo 3 sold well. Oh, you're talking about in regards to PlayStation, yes.
I would say...
My bad.
Xbox One, because it launched with Halo.
Halo. Which was an actual Xbox exclusive. So at least people bought an Xbox for it. So hold on. You tell people that people buy PlayStations for exclusive, and yet Xbox gamers bought Halo for the Xbox, which wasn't exclusive. So which one is it? Who's buying what for exclusives, Puerto Rock? Because you keep telling me people buy PlayStation for exclusives, and then we keep finding out that they don't. But then when we talk about the GameCube and we talk about the original Xbox, we find out, oh yeah, we picked up an Xbox for Halo, which was an exclusive at the time for the platform. Come on, bro.
It's a
all too easy.
Multiplayer game, but you know, this was a time of online getting big or whatever. And stuff like that. Well, even though it wasn't online, it was LAN party primarily. But you see what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Right here, this holistic picture is what made this probably one of the best 2001 holiday in gaming across anyone. You could take this list and compare it to any 2001 any holiday lineup of any other gen, and it'll be hard to compete with this. It'll be hard to compete.
Yeah, it is. Because, I mean, even the Sega Dreamcast had a good launch, but we're talking about some heavy hitters, guys. Metal Gear Solid 2, Silent Hill 2, Final Fantasy X. I mean, it would be very hard even to argue with the Dreamcast launch. Even the 360. I would say that this is even better than the 360's launch lineup. You know what I'm saying? Dreamcast and 360 get it for the best launch lineup, but if you're talking about the best games that just came out in 1 year, yeah, it's kind of hard to make an argument against this. There's one thing I agree with Puerto on, but like I said, most of it is because of its third party.
With this, especially Grand Theft Auto 3, that alone was the phenom out of anything, period. That shit was huge, bro. Huge. It was crazy. The fever Grand Theft Auto 3 came out.
If only we could feel like that when we buy a PlayStation 6 or a new Xbox. You know, the days of where our minds used to be blown and seeing the advancements in technology, when all it really is nothing but a performance box running the same games that was running on last gen at higher frames. This is all these consoles have become, and it's still very much the same even on PC. All it is performance boxes. We're not seeing the advancements in technology that we once seen. And people keep saying, it's because but no, it's just because they lost the passion. They chose not to. They keep a standard approach to gaming. This is what made me fall in love with the industry, was seeing games get better and better at an evolution state of where gaming was at. Now, if you notice, gaming is really much the same. The imaginative things is not there, and it applies to the indie games, but unfortunately, the indie games just don't have enough money to push the vision the way they would want to. And this is what's hurtful for gaming. This is why gaming is stagnant for a lot of individuals, because yes, they do still continue to make great games, but they're not really doing anything different. How many Souls-like games do you people want to play? What about a game that takes the Souls-like experience and try to throw it over his head, like a Darksider situation, Legend of Zelda with a God of War, but actually make the game have a nice foundation to it? No, everything is a cookie cutter approach to everything. It's embarrassing what gaming has become.
It's insane. And here's the crazy part. The game ended up on Xbox anyway that gen. It wasn't
Silent Hill 2
you know what I'm saying? It was
and Metal Gear Solid,
right? Because OG Xbox got Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City as a double pack.
They did.
Like 2 years later. And then San Andreas came out a year later.
Yeah.
After the release of San Andreas on PS2. So OG Xbox got all
OG Xbox probably had the better Grand Theft Auto versions, while I would argue that the PS2 versions of Metal Gear Solid 2 and Silent Hill 2 are better. And no, it's actually not. It can't even be argued. It is.
Grand Theft Autos, that gen also. So Grand Theft Auto was a timed exclusive. It was a timed exclusive. Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. But no one gave a shit. They just wanted to know, yo, when this game comes out, what I gotta get? And guess what? Boom. Gotta get, a PlayStation. Right? So that's why I did this. I scratched this off.
What about Metal Gear Solid 2 dropping on the Xbox? What about Silent Hill? Why he acting like those games didn't drop on Xbox either? Those games was timed exclusives too.
Oh, real PlayStation fans. None of these count.
Damn.
That's ridiculous, bro.
They don't. To a real PlayStation fan that says exclusives matter, then it doesn't. But I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, because PlayStation still came out and dropped 3 of their own titles in favor with the third party. So I give them credit for that, but I'm not giving credit for Death Stranding 2. Sony didn't even make that game. The only game that Sony got made coming out this year is Ghost of Yotei. So if it wasn't for Kojima Productions, y'all would only have 1 game a year, which is what Sony promised you to do. That's actually what they've been doing.
Let me get some points. J-Dub, I know you saw this.
Oh, here we go, J-Dub.
I know you liked it. Did I get my point across? Like, is the weirdness getting too weird now? Like, do they not realize? And this, I just use PlayStation 2. I could do the same thing with PlayStation 3. Metal Gear Solid 4. One of the best games on PlayStation.
Oh, no. Metal Gear Solid 4. No, definitely not.
3.
Definitely not.
That's third party. Like,
it's made by a third party, but the game is still locked to the PlayStation 3 for some reason. I'm hearing they might re-release it in the new Master Collection. Hopefully, we'll see.
I saw the conversation and I saw your reply, and I already know once you decide to reply with something, you're gonna put some time, effort, always remember.
Time and effort. All he did was put X's. Wait, what time and effort do you need, J-Dub? I knew this from the very beginning. PlayStation has always thrived on third party, and they're still thriving off it to this day.
For the fond memories of yesteryear, but because they don't remember the bad stuff. They just.
What do you mean? There ain't nothing bad here. I love how PlayStation fans love to downplay the old PlayStation gamer. What are you talking about? What? Oh, y'all just want to focus on the good, the bad, but y'all don't want to focus on. Wait, hold on, bro. Jay, every time this dude talk, I get confused. I'm sorry, bro. My brain just went dumb for a minute. What are you talking about? Oh, they don't want to focus on the bad, though. What's bad here, Jay? You tell me. I take this any year than what you're getting with this year with PlayStation. What are you talking about? What are you actually talking about here? You're not saying anything, bro. Y'all doing all the... You even capping it even on your own PlayStation consoles and games just so you can defend the pathetic PlayStation 5.
They just grab all the good stuff and say, yeah, this is a great time. But back then, it was a lot of bad times, too.
I'm not... Bad times? This is considered a bad time to y'all? With the Dreamcast out, PS2, GameCube, Xbox... You just said Xbox had Halo. There was a lot of stuff to be talked about. Game Boy, right? All that advanced... What? Bad times? We're looking at 10 good games here. This is a bad time? In the fall, bro. In the fall and holiday season. This is a bad... J-Dub, this is a bad time. You got 10 games. That's not including everything else that dropped in 2001 for PlayStation. And this is a bad time. Backwards compatibility... Grabbing your old accessories, DVD player, even if your mama wanted to watch a movie. This was a bad time. Okay.
There's a lot of fucking shitty games, too.
There's more crappy games on PlayStation now than back then. Bro, I can't. You guys try so hard to defend PlayStation 5, and it's absolutely embarrassing. Like, yo, you guys are what we call new age PlayStation fans.
For the bad stuff, they just grab all the good stuff.
Yeah, why would I grab bad stuff? Why would I grab bad stuff? Of course I'm gonna grab good stuff, J-Dub. Of course. Why? Who wouldn't?
Yeah, this is a great time.
Yeah, you see, this is a great time. But
back then, it was a lot of bad times too.
Bad times. Then explain what the bad times were, because I'm gonna have a good time with this.
A lot of fucking shitty games too. We just remember what we want to remember from that. And so,
no, bro. 10. This is more games than what's even dropping on this generation alone. Only Microsoft is outputting this type of games, right? Third party or not, these type of games that we keep seeing. Only Microsoft is doing this. Even Nintendo is kind of taking a sweet time, but they're doing more than Sony. I can tell you that they're doing more than PlayStation.
Again, with this whole conversation that comes up about which third party and what counts and what doesn't count, it perfectly out. Either something's going to count since generation 1, or none of it's going to fucking count. So choose your poison. You can cry now about this gen, but if you want to be honest, you would have to go back every single generation and keep that same smoke. And then you'll realize, oh, you know what? Yeah, this generation isn't so bad. It's cool.
Oh, no. Bruh, you see what they doing? Copying at its finest. J-Dub, you again? I gotta make my own award like Dirk Riggin. He got POS. I need something. You guys gotta tell me what I gotta make. One donkey of the day, something like that. Bro, this man makes it every single time. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm good. Because you would have to remove all those fucking games that we used to have back then. Because all that shit was fucking third party.
Exactly. Games still with another W. Remember I had a whole live stream discussing this? But still, regardless if it was third party or not, Sony still had their games too. Look, Gran Turismo 3, next gen. Jack and Daxter, next gen. Ico, next gen. You fast forward to PS5, you're getting PS4 remasters and remakes. Is any of this remade here, J-Dub? The Gran Turismo that you're playing is a PS4 game. This is a next-gen Gran Turismo that's going to take advantage of the PS2 hardware. Bro, I don't get it.
All of them was third party.
Yeah, we know that. That's what PlayStation has built their foundation off, is third party. This is why they're struggling now. Because they no longer can hold on to these companies that they used to have before. Grand Theft Auto's dropping on everything, day and date.
And
besides PC.
I don't know, man. It is what it is. I try not to even give it much energy because we're past that point now. We're past the whole exclusive thing.
Now exclusives is over. Okay.
It's not even
all because of the Xbox handheld full slate
anymore. You know, the competition has given up and put 100%.
No, it seems like PlayStation is giving up because it seems like they're dropping less and less games. Microsoft is still pumping out games
on your platform. So what does the exclusivity stuff matter anymore?
You guys are the ones that said it mattered. Xbox dudes told you it didn't matter. Y'all were the ones running with these narratives that people pick up a PS5 for exclusives. Now you're realizing that they never did.
Well, but who are you competing against now? This is not Xbox. And Nintendo don't even play in the space.
All right, I'm done, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, man, I know you guys are liking these videos a lot more. I'm actually enjoying them as well, too, because this is actually video gaming, what the community wants to actually hear about. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Like I said, PlayStation 2 is far better than the PlayStation 5. And even the biggest ponies cannot deny that. Take care.